Want to go all electric by 2035. Is it practical to do it now?
Well, we can make this whole discussion easy with the two-letter word, no. There's no such thing, of course, as a zero-emissions vehicle. The real question is, where are the emissions associated with the electric car? Because what you do with an electric vehicle is you don't eliminate emissions, you export them somewhere else. You have to dig up about 500,000 pounds of materials to make a single 1,000-pound battery. It takes 100 to 300 barrels of oil to manufacture a battery that can hold 1 barrel of oil equivalent of energy. Just manufacturing the battery can have a carbon debt ranging from 10 tons to 40 tons of CO2. And the plans that are in place to increase the use of batteries will require an increase in production of minerals like lithium, cobalt, zinc. Demand for those minerals will increase between 400% and 4,000%. There isn't enough mining in the world to make enough batteries for that many people for their car.
So these bail conditions are worse than the conditions, the free speech conditions that Putin has put on Volany, his chief critic. You could interview him in his jail cell in Russia, but you cannot interview under Trudeau's Canada Tamara Leach about the circumstances of the protests. So,
but as a lawyer, you also acknowledge we do have an independent judiciary, and Trudeau's not giving the order here. It's a judge who issued that order, and it's pretty common in bail hearings where people are co-accused. Don't interact with the people you're co-accused with or other associates. We see this often in lots of cases.
Fair enough. I'm not as concerned about that one. It's the one where she's not allowed to speak publicly or any forum in a way that's critical of the government's COVID mandate policies or in support of the Freedom Convoy. That's the one that's most egregious. They all go too far. We don't place these kinds of conditions on a Canadian who is a grandmother of Métis ancestry, who has no criminal record, used to work as a 911 dispatcher, and is accused of no major or violent crime. We just don't do that. This is highly, highly unusual. It's my view, and more importantly, the view of many, many criminal lawyers and specialists, that she's a political prisoner and that these conditions that have been imposed upon her by a very aggressive Crown prosecutor